My grandfather spent the last 12 years of his life sitting in a sun-drenched attic, staring at a canvas that remained almost entirely white. Every morning, he would set his palette, clean his brushes, and sit there for hours in total silence. The painting was haunting. In the middle of the vast, empty space, he had painted a single, incredibly detailed hazel eye. It was so lifelike it looked as though it were weeping, but the rest of the canvas was untouched. I used to sit on the floor beside him and ask, "Grandpa, why don't you finish her? The hair, the smile, the rest of the face." He would just stroke my hair with a shaking hand and whisper, "I'm just waiting for the light to be right, kiddo. You can't rush the sun." I didn't understand until the week after his funeral. I went up to the attic to pack away his things. The room felt freezing without him. On his small side table, tucked inside a Bible, I found a letter addressed to me. It said, "To my grandson, people think the hardest part of losing someone is the goodbye. It isn't. The hardest part is the way they slowly leak out of your mind. First, you forget the sound of their laugh. Then, you forget the way they smelled like rain and peppermint. Finally, you realize you can't remember the shape of their chin or the curve of their nose." I turned the page, and the ink was smeared with old teardrops. "The day your grandmother died, the colors left me. I sat at that canvas every day trying to pull her back from the shadows. But no matter how hard I prayed, I could only ever see her eyes. Everything else was a blur. I didn't leave the painting unfinished because I was waiting for the light. I left it unfinished because the rest of her is gone, and I am just waiting to go where she is, so I can see her face again." I looked back at the canvas, at that lonely hazel eye, and for the first time, I realized the light he was waiting for wasn't the sun. It was the end. On-screen text, "Call them today. Memories fade faster than you think."